Hey guys, welcome to another video, another video in our Ask the Roofer series, if you want to call it that. Wanted to take a quick minute to talk about flashing as far as roofing goes. We're starting to do some infographics to show it in a lot more detail. And you can like flash the infographic right there. To show in a lot more detail the flashing systems of your roof and why they're important. So I wanted to talk real quick about step and counter flashing. Your counter flashing detail is typically where your roof slope dead ends into a masonry wall, like brick or stucco or something like that. That corner right there, there's this hole that you have to seal in. So your shingles don't turn up the wall, so you have to have flashing that turns up the wall. But your roof deck and your masonry wall, as they expand and contract, they move independent of each other. So they expand and contract at different rates. So if you have something attached to both, it will typically stretch or bend or crack or break. So in your courses of shingles, each course of shingle has a piece of step flashing on the end of it that is nailed to the roof deck, and it turns up the wall several inches. And then the next course of shingle has another piece of flashing, and you typically don't see the step flashing because it's installed underneath the course of shingles. So that water that gets in that little edge just pushes out onto the next shingle, onto the next shingle, onto the next shingle, all the way down to your gutter. So that's great. It seals that bottom corner. It seals each row of shingles. But then that flashing that turns up the wall, now you have any water that hits that wall, it can come right down behind the flashing, which is where the counter flashing comes in. The counter flashing is actually we'll cut a 3/4 to 1 inch groove into the masonry, and that counter flashing will be bent on the top. So it will slide right into that groove and cover like a hood over the top edge of that step flashing. So that will be nailed into place into the masonry. So that's fastened into the masonry. The counter flashing fastened into the masonry, step flashing fastened into the roof deck. So as those two different type of products move independently of each other, the step flashing and the counter flashing can move freely, and they overlap several inches, so there's plenty of space to move without compromising the watertight system. As a precaution with the counter flashing, we also run a bead of sealant where that turns into the masonry, just so no moisture can wick back around. And the amount of moisture that could wick would be nominal to begin with, but it's just an extra layer of protection so that no moisture, no water can get inside that wall or inside the structure below. So that's just a quick overview of how that system works and why it's important. Go on our Facebook page or on our website, take a look at that infographic, especially if you've just had roof work done to your house or you're looking at getting it done. That way you can kind of know what to expect and what to look for to make sure it was done right. So take a look at that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below or shoot us a message, send a carrier pigeon, however you like to send that to us, and hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching another episode of our Ask the Roofer video series. If you like the content, please like, share, or subscribe here on Facebook or on our YouTube channel, whichever way you prefer to see it. And if you have questions, we'd love to get your input, see what you want to learn about, and do our best to help explain those things to you.